In this video, I'm going to walk you through the importance of selective discounting for an e-commerce brand. I'm going to explain where brands go wrong and how they are losing thousands of dollars in profitability, and they don't realize why they're not profitable on their second, third, fourth order discounts. And I'm going to explain where this discount leak is coming from and how you can prevent it so you don't become a brand that just relies solely on discounts to drive revenue, and you're optimized for lifetime gross profit. So firstly, let's jump in and talk about where brands go wrong with their discounting. So number one, it's they don't know what game they're playing. So a lot of brands offer discounts without realizing the impact this is going to have, A, on their customers and their beliefs about the brand, and B, on their brand itself and their bottom line and their repeat purchasing and their gross profit on a long-term time frame. Because you might be thinking that a second, third, fourth order customer is going to be profitable, but when you dive into the specifics and you see the discounts that these people are applying on their orders, you realize that maybe this strategy isn't working as it should have been. Number two, this is going to be a key thing, and where brands go wrong is they aren't clear on their lifetime gross profit strategy. So they know that it's important to offer a welcome offer, but they don't know the effect of a second order discount, a third order discount. They don't know exactly where their profitability mark is going to be. They don't know where they're going to break even with a customer, and they don't know how profitable a customer is going to be on their third, fourth, fifth order, etc. So let's move into the important topic of the day, and this is the first order discount offer. So you can probably see, you're probably looking at many other brands. Your brand itself probably has something called a first order discount offer. This is the most popular strategy at converting cold traffic. It's going to be ideal for a new cold customer that's come to your site. You have a nice offer for them to place their first order. Now, this offer is not always going to be profitable up front, and it doesn't need to be, but the ideal goal here is to win over a new customer, and the ideal is turn them into a long-term customer that is profitable in the long run, right? So you can afford to dip into your margins, you can afford to break even for this first purchase, or you can actually dip into the negatives for this first purchase if retention is the long-term play here. So this isn't probably going to apply for brands with very high average order values and brands that don't rely on retention. So if this is sort of a brand you are, this video probably isn't for you. But if you're a brand that relies on repeat purchasing and maybe you're not so profitable on that upfront purchase, this video is key for you, because I'm going to show you exactly how you can remain profitable in the long term rather than getting in a position where your second, third, fourth orders aren't profitable, which is happening to a lot of brands that I talk to and work with. So let's talk about what actually makes the first order discount work, right? So in order for this strategy to be successful, you need to have a strong retention system in place for repeat purchasing. And because it's obvious that it's not always going to be profitable. This first order isn't always going to be profitable. If you're competing against other brands, it sort of is a race to the bottom with the best offer on this first order, right? So the better your retention is, the more you can sort of offer on this welcome code and discount. Like I said, you can afford to dip into margins if retention is a long-term play here. So let's actually walk through how discount leak affects long-term profitability and where brands go wrong with their discounting, and in particular on the retention side. So many brands that I talk to don't realize the discount leak that is actually happening inside of their business. They don't realize that their returning customers are using discounts, their third, fourth, their VIP customers, they're all using discounts, right? Discounts probably bigger than they realized. And then what actually happens is they look at their bottom line and they see that their profitability isn't increasing and they're barely remaining profitable month over month. And this is a place you don't want to be, because it's very hard to turn a non-discount brand or a discount brand into a non-discount brand when you've trained your customers to wait and watch for a discount, right? So I'm going to actually share with you two different brands here and the actual impact that continual discounts have, and why you need to phase into a brand that relies on very high profitable second, third, fourth orders, and discounting is shrinking over time. So brand A is the green brand here. So this brand here, they have selective discounting, and then brand B, the red brand, they offer that 20% off every time in their cart abandonment flows, campaigns, etc. So what actually happens is a first order. So you can see the bottom column here is the number of orders, and then the top column here is the profit per customer. So you can see first order, let's say they have that welcome offer. They have a customer acquisition cost of $40, and they sort of concede, they say, okay, we're going to lose $24 to acquire a new customer. So both brands have this strategy, right? Then what happens with a second order is the green brand. They say, okay, we've won this customer. We're not going to offer them another discount. We know our product is good, so people are going to come back, and we have the right emails and the right content to guide them and nurture them through this first order, that they're going to come back and order for that second time because they believe in the product. We've given them a proper journey to get them to come back. And what actually happens here is by that second order, they've now become profitable at $8 for that customer. So $8 in profit for that customer for that second order. Whereas brand B, the red brand, they're sloppy with their discounts. They don't realize that in their emails or their abandoned cart email, they're offering 20% off to existing customers. And so that customer has come back for a second time and they've placed that second order with the 20% discount. And what's actually happened here is they're still in the negative. So they're still -8 on that customer. So you can see sort of the impact this has already. And the thing is, most brands don't get to that fourth, fifth, sixth order when they become profitable for it to actually work. So most brands are stuck in this first, second, and third order phase here where they don't have that long-term retention. So they don't actually get to realize this profit right down the line. They might have 3 to 5% of their customers actually get to that fourth, fifth, and sixth order, whereas majority are stuck here in this unprofitable range, right? So if, let's say you avoid that discounting, you're still stuck in this first to third order range, but you see you're already $40 in profit for that customer by the time they hit that third order, whereas this brand's only $8 in profit. So you can see the impact this has on a long-term horizon of continual discounting on every order. So let's go to the third order, right? Customers come back for that third time. And here you haven't offered that discount, that 20% off discount. And you can see they're already at $40 now, $40 in profit, right? For this customer. Whereas this customer here, they've found that discount. You've sent out a campaign and they've gone, oh, here's another 20% off I can run here. So they go $8 off. $20 off, and by their third order, you've finally hit $8 in profit for that customer. But realize most people won't get to that third order. Most will be in that 1 to 2 order range. So you become unprofitable for all of these customers here, and there's only a slight amount that get to that third order. So you become slightly profitable at that stage. You can see the sort of fourth order, you $24, and then all the way to the sixth order, you're $56 in profit. But for the most part, people are going to be stuck here, and you're in a place where you're not really profitable. You're sort of in that middle range of unprofitability to slight profitability. And this is having an effect on your margins. You can't reinvest into the business. You can't grow because you're not profitable on that second order. So I'm going to show you where this discount leak happens and how to actually fix it now. So you've identified that you need to stop offering these massive discounts to repeat customers. Yes, if they're on a subscription, maybe that's a different story. You can spin up a high AOV sort of for them and offer maybe like a 10% off or a free gift on their purchase. That's a different story. But a flat 20% off to non-subscription people is just going to have a negative impact on your business. So in your flows, this is where discount leak is going to be, right? I'm talking specifically your cart abandonment flows. So your browse abandonment, your abandoned cart, abandoned checkout, and even your post-purchase emails. This is where these discounts are going to lie. And you don't actually realize that you're offering 20% off to your existing customers every time. So down here, we can see this is most brands' abandonment flow. I'm going to walk through the logic here and what this looks like. So anyone who, starts checkout, don't place an order, they add to cart, they don't place an order, they go through this flow here where they get a nudge, they get maybe some unique selling points and some reviews, and then you just offer that 20% discount intro, then you expire email with the discount last chance. So at the moment, most brands that I audit, most brands that I talk to have this set up for one-time customers, 2-time, 3-time, 4-time, 5-time. All their customers receive this exact same abandoned cart, browse abandonment, abandoned checkout flow. What this actually means is your second, third, 4th-time customers are going to keep getting this offer here, right? And that is terrible for your profitability because they don't need that incentive to come back. If your product is good enough, that first order discount should be all they need to be hooked, right? And then they're back, they're ordering again, they're repeating. They don't need that discount. So what we like to do and how we like to set up an ideal abandonment flow, and this is tailored for lifetime gross profit here. So what we do is, they enter that flow when they add to cart or start checkout, they get a nudge, they get reviews, and then we split them based on order. So if they've placed an order before, then they get email 3A and email 4B here. And this is actually non-discount emails, but they tap into other strategies of selling here. So we got a founder message. It's a one-to-one conversational message from the founder, reminding them of their cart and saying, hey, you placed an order before, keep your progress going, keep on track. Here's another sort of reminder to complete your order. And then you get a low stock warning as well, saying, hey, your the product you viewed or the product you add to cart is now actually low in stock. So here we're tapping into scarcity and urgency rather than offering that discount right away. And this slight distinction here is going to make your brand profitable. This slight distinction we've done for brands has actually turned them profitable in a couple of weeks. If you have thousands of existing customers going through this flow here and eating up this discount, if you segment them and give them an urgency or a low stock warning and a founder message with no discount, you can actually become profitable pretty quickly. So that's what we've done, and it's working time and time again. So this is why I want to share this with you guys. And you can see here, if they've never placed an order before, then they get that welcome offer. They get that non-purchaser discount offer. So that's that 20% off, 20% off expiring, etc. You can see the distinction we make. You want to make sure in your flows this distinction applies in your post-purchase to make sure that you're not continually offering these discounts to existing customers. So another place where this can happen is in your campaigns, right? So what we like to do is we create engaged segments for existing customers and also non-customers. So your 90-day engaged should be split between existing and non-customers. And this means you can send the same content to these two groups, but every campaign that you send to the non-customers should include the 20% off, the $20 or 20% off welcome offer. And then every email you send to existing customers should not have that intro offer, should not have any other offer or discount unless you're, strategically advising to run a high profitability discount where it's like a bundle or you're increasing AOV, therefore you can afford to offer that discount, but they shouldn't be getting that flat, 20, 30% off because that's just going to eat into your margins and you don't need to do that. And if you're a brand that's struggling with profitability, you need to make that change in your email marketing. So hopefully this was clear. I will be making a video on sort of promotional and sale emails and how to actually structure a sale for non-buyers and how to structure a sale for existing customers. So leading into Black Friday, you're making sure that you're not, obviously offering discounts that you can't afford to offer, how it aligns with your margins, how to be smart with your discounting and selective to existing customers because there is a time and place. Another thing I want to share with you is another flow you can implement. So a customer win back flow is going to be where you want to offer a discount to existing customers and you want to target this customer win back flow at the point of churn, right? So let's just say the average sort of churn is after 90 days. So after 90 days of someone being a customer, if they haven't purchased from day 1 to day 90, then they're going to likely churn after that point. You want to time that win back offer at around 85-day mark, right? So rather than offering it in 20 days, 30 days, because these people are likely going to come back and purchase, right? So you don't want to give them that win back offer right away. You want to target it right at that point of churn. So you're maximizing the profitability of existing customers, but you're also strategically implementing that discount at the point that they're going to churn. So that's an example there of selective discounting to existing customers. Again, I will make that video on sales and promotions and campaign strategy to existing customers. So stay tuned for that video. If you want to book in a call and you want me to audit your current flows and your current campaign strategy as well, I'll do that for free. In August, I'm doing free email marketing audits. So yeah, just shoot me an email, shoot me a message, reply back to this, and I'll be happy to walk you through your current account strategy and walk you through a blueprint on what I recommend you implement. So hopefully this video was very actionable. If your brand is experiencing discount leak, I highly recommend you quickly make these changes inside of your flows. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.